Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I'd like to provide you with inspiration today, and our topic is leading in darkness. Now, you're probably thinking, what's that about? Stick with me and I'll take you through it. So, oftentimes, like the times we're living in right now, actually, in the midst of a pandemic, people will look up to the leaders for directions, and most times, followers expect their leaders to have answers to their questions. But the reality is, if you are following a human leader, which I'm guessing you are if you're on the planet Earth, then just be aware that leaders do not have all the answers. You might be a leader listening to me right now. You're thinking, I really don't know how this is going to turn out for me or for my organization or for my family. I don't know. And that's just the reality of life. Sometimes you're just not going to know. You're just not going to have all the answers. Does it mean you're a bad leader? Definitely not. It does not mean you're a bad leader. It just means that you are human, okay? And we are living in dark times. And darkness really is symbolic of ignorance. It's symbolic of uncertainty, and that's what I mean by darkness. Not just physical darkness, but just the darkness of situations around us right now, which the pandemic has brought on in a very big way. So, what should you do, and how should you lead in darkness? There's certain things to avoid. Number one, avoid comparison. Avoid comparing the present to the past. John Maxwell says in one of his books or audio broadcasts that yesterday really did end last night. So if you're going to stand in 2020 and compare 2020 to 2019 or 2018 and 2017, you really are digging a hole for yourself, particularly because you don't have the answers right now. 2019 and 2018, they ended back then. This is 2020. So avoid making comparisons between the past and the present. Avoid blame. Avoid blaming yourself because you are human. So you're not going to have all the answers all of the time. Avoid also blaming others. Don't blame your people, the people that work for you. Don't blame your family. Don't blame your spouse, your kids. Don't blame the economy. Just avoid blame because blame puts you in a victim mindset, and that's not where you want to be because people are looking up to you to lead them. Your family's looking up to you to lead them. Your organization is looking up to you to lead them. So casting blame in your mind, even if you don't do it with your mouth, is not a good way to go. And you must be aware that even if you don't actually say it's your fault or you don't blame audibly, if you're thinking those thoughts, it will come through and your people will pick it up. The people that work for you will pick it up. Your family members will pick it up. Your spouse will pick it up. Your kids will pick it up. So avoid the mindset of blame. When it comes into your mind as an option, reject it, okay? Avoid panic, avoid depression, avoid those because your people might be panicking. So if your people are panicking and you as a leader are panicking, you cannot lead with a clear head. Yes, it's dark. You're leading through dark times. You're leading in darkness. So in order for you to do that, you must avoid panic. When those thoughts of worry and uncertainty creep into your mind, reject it, okay? Don't dwell on it, just reject it. Avoid panic, avoid saying, because when you start to panic, eventually you will slide into worry. And from worry, you might find yourself in a depressive mindset because you're just thinking negative thoughts. So it really is a slippery slope. So avoid things like that. What should you do? in when What should you do in order to lead effectively? Number one, you want to make sure that you are still investing in yourself. So if you have a spiritual practice, I'm a person of faith, so I believe in prayer, studying the word, listening to inspirational tapes. Do that. Ensure that you're being fed spiritually. Look for like invest. Now is the time to invest in a spiritual practice. Invest in a spiritual practice and also feed your mind with positive things. Listen to positive audiobooks, listen to inspirational programs. Continue to feed your mind because when you do that, you're placing yourself in a good position. Although you may not have the answers, you are still placing yourself above the pack because most people will just sink into depression or worry, or they're just concerned, they don't know where they're going, and they're looking to their leader for guidance. So you must ensure that you continue to grow, continue rather to commit to self-development. Okay, so once you've done that, once you keep doing that, once you keep growing, once you keep developing as a leader, you might not have the answers, but you're better placed to allay the fears of your people. You're better placed to speak with confidence to your people. You're better placed to bring comfort to your people. And when I say your people, I mean your employees, I mean your family, I mean your spouse, so your kids, your spouse, because the information that you give your kids is going to be different from the information that you share with your spouse. But if you commit to self-development, and not just self-development mentally, but spiritually, your body, ensuring that you still undertake healthy guidelines, you're putting the right things into your body, you're exercising, you're eating healthy, you're getting fresh air, you're getting rest. Continue to develop yourself in that way, you'll find you're better placed to move your people forward. And you must understand as well that though you were making large strides, you were flying whilst it was light, now it's dark. And so because it's dark, you must be more cautious, because you cannot see the potholes ahead of you. You can't see where there are dips in the road. You can't see where there are traps laid out for you. So because of the darkness, because of the uncertainty surrounding your life and surrounding just the world in general, there's so much uncertainty in the world in general right now. It's important that you move slowly, pace yourself, and don't try and fly in the dark, because darkness usually calls for more caution. Okay, so in order to lead effectively, you must be able to change your pace. And just because you're going more slowly doesn't mean you're less effective. It just means you're wise, you're taking precaution, so that you don't end up in a ditch somewhere. Okay, you don't end up making the wrong decision because you were trying to go too fast, or you're trying to go at the same pace as last year, not actually understanding that last year and this year are completely different. So in order to lead in darkness, number one, accept where you are, accept that it's dark, accept that it's a place of uncertainty, and move cautiously. Number two, invest in yourself, invest in personal development, invest in your health, invest in your mind, invest in your spirit, invest in your body. Just keep investing. Just because it's dark doesn't give you the permission to put your head down and to just slack off on the things that you were doing before. Or perhaps maybe whilst you were in the light and committed to flying, maybe you didn't have the time to invest in personal development. Now seize the opportunity. And what you will find is when it's no longer dark, when the light comes in, you are in a vantage position. You set yourself above the rest to be able to lead your people with clarity, with certainty, with effectiveness. So in order to lead in darkness, do those two things. Invest in yourself and just accept that it's dark. So move cautiously, move slowly, but move steadily. Don't just stand still. Try in whatever way you can to keep moving. Okay? From my heart to yours, do stay safe. Please feel free to share this with whoever you think needs to hear it. Until next time, take it easy. Bye.